If you are a frequent listener to the podcast, you know that we have been sponsored by Fuji Sports for quite some time now. Whether you're looking for apparel, equipment, bags, or accessories, Fuji Sports has got it covered. Go to fujisports.com to see the latest selection of everything you need for your Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, or MMA journey. That's fujisports.com. Let me take a minute to tell you about RŌL TV. If you're looking to take your Jiu-Jitsu to the next level and supplement your BJJ education, then RŌL TV has you covered. RŌLAcademy.tv has over 1,500 videos covering individual techniques, positions, and concepts, including seminars and workshops with top-level competitors and instructors like Chris Wojcik, Robert Drysdale, Aaron Hurley, Emily Kwok, and more. Whether you are a beginner or a more advanced student, RŌL TV is the online platform that can take your jiu-jitsu to the next level. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. If you haven't already, please hit the like, share, subscribe, download, listen, and whatever other button there is, and leave us a review wherever you listen. This helps us bring you the great guests and amazing content that you've come to expect. In this conversation, Thomas's guest shares her journey from a novice to a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu and a level 2 TacFit instructor. She discusses the challenges and triumphs she faced along the way, emphasizing the importance of the mind-body connection, community support, and the growing presence of women in martial arts. She also reflects on the emotional impact of her achievements and her aspirations for the future, inspiring others to pursue their passions in fitness and self-defense. Here's the RŌL Radio with a person who has their master's degree in English and philosophy, level 2 head coach of TacFit, and black belt under Professor Alberto Crane at Legacy Los Angeles, Monika Toth Cingel.
Welcome to RŌL Radio.
And we are live. Professor Monika, how are you, ma'am? How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you so much. How are you doing?
I'm great. I haven't seen you in a while now. It's been
Yes.
a few months. How is Burbank, California?
It's all good. It's sunny. Today was a little bit overcast in the morning, but yeah, the sun is out. And nice, sweet California, like always. So it's all good, all good.
Well, good for you. Good for you. I always love visiting you guys, and I'll see you guys in a couple months, but it's always great catching up with you. I think what's interesting about your story, about you as an individual, that you have achieved a certain level of expertise, if you will. Not only you are a Jiu-Jitsu black belt, which is not easy to achieve, but also you are a level 2 TacFit instructor, which is very difficult to achieve. And we'll talk about them. But I am actually curious, right off the bat, which one was more difficult for you? Was it the black belt or was it the level 2 TacFit?
Oh wow, that's an interesting question because I never actually looked at it separately this way. Well, how would I say? I would say Jiu-Jitsu is something that you kind of learn slowly, and you're still learning and acquiring new skills, right? And then TacFit is something actually that's helping me with Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know which one is. I would say maybe the TacFit was a little bit harder from the point of view of the testing and like getting and preparing for it. But like both of them together, they just like perfect pair, you know. So I don't even know the right answer, but like the answer for it. But I would say maybe TacFit. TacFit was a little bit harder to get like to that level. And I think in Jiu-Jitsu, I'm still not on the level I would like to be. I would still like to even grow even more. It's like, I don't know. That's a hard question. You gave me a very hard question with this.
Well, we're starting with the hard things right off the beginning. And for those who are listening right now and they are not familiar with TacFit, how would you
Okay.
describe TacFit in very quick few sentences.
Okay.
What does TacFit do? What does it do for you?
Okay, so I'm gonna say what it is do for me. So when I started TacFit, I started with Rob back in 2019, just before COVID started, right? And then through Zoom, and I just fell in love with it so much because it's such a like a tool for me. Beside the Jiu-Jitsu, it's just teaching me little stuff that it's useful for jiu-jitsu. So also it's just teaching me more how should I care about my body, right? Like recovery wise and all the little things, like focus on my body more um, than I would just like doing my workouts like a couple of years ago, when you just like, you work out and then you don't even know why you're working out, but you're just working out because, everybody works out. But now it's just giving me more of a reason why. So it teaches me more about myself. That's what I would say. This is what TacFit is doing for me.
What is the reason why?
It's the reason why. You mean your reason
Well, you
why?
said you said it teaches you
Oh,
why it's so important to you.
it
Why
is.
is it?
It's just giving me. It's giving me. It teaches me more about myself. Like even when I was doing the test, right? It's for when you're getting ready. Like if you compare jiu-jitsu and TacFit, when you learning jiu-jitsu, you always have a partner. You have lots of partners to practice jiu-jitsu with, right? Then you come to TacFit, and then you get to the exercises, you get to the testing, and it's all you. It's all you, how much you can do. I'm not looking at anybody else. Like it just pushes me. It just pushes me to the point. It's my mind that's changing as well. So um, yeah, it's all those. There's just great things about it. It's it's me against myself. That's what I will say.
And for those who haven't done TacFit, I mean, it is a form of physical exercise. Essentially,
Yes,
it's a system that
yes.
is built
It's a
around moving our body in specific ways with different tools, because that's
yes,
important to highlight.
yes.
But I think from what I'm hearing from you and from my experience with it, the psychological approach to it is as important as the physical. So the connection between our mind, the emotion, and our
Motion.
body is so important, right?
Yes, exactly. Because if you look at the exercises, some of the exercises are you can find them anywhere. It's not like TuckFit has exercises that had never been done before, right? But exactly, it's the mind and the body connection which is so important. And yes, you did actually bring up the tools like the club bells. Not many people work out with club bells, which are amazing for your grips, which you need for your jiu-jitsu, right? And it's not just for jiu-jitsu, it's also for your aging. Like your grips have to be good, right? So that's how you see when your grips are getting nice and loose and weak. That's when you feel that you're getting older. So yes, it works everything.
It's been a long journey for you.
Yes,
Getting to the black belt is not easy. Achieving the success of the instructor within a TacFit system, a TacFit organization, I mean, that's very difficult. There's only a handful of people who achieved your level, right? And if I'm not mistaken, there's only a handful of women who have done level 2 of TacFit. Am I correct on that?
yes, yes. I'm not sure about the numbers, but probably well in Europe. If I go back to my country, Slovakia, probably no one has done level two, or maybe level ones, yes, but not level two. And then I'm not sure here in America, but maybe I want to say maybe four, five women,
I mean,
if
that's
I'm
crazy.
correct. Yes, yes,
Only 4 or 5 that have done the level of of
The level
level
2, yeah.
2 that you have done? I mean, that's a lot of work, isn't it?
It was a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of preparation, like getting to the point where you want to be, right? And it's also different, right? Because when you're doing your level 1 in your TacFit, you have a test, and then you have a couple techniques that you have to perform. But with the level 2, there is 3 different protocols that you have to
Hmm.
do. So, by the end of the day, you're like so tired. But it's actually worth it because it was so much fun. It was so much fun doing it. But yeah, it's a lot of preparation, a lot of preparation.
How long did it take you to get ready for level 2?
Ooh, I think I started maybe 8 months, if not more, before the test. And I knew I knew I want to do the level 2. It's a funny story. Actually, I didn't want to do the level 2. It was my husband, Ricky, who bought it as a Christmas present for me, thinking what a nice present it is. So,
I didn't even know that. Wait,
yeah,
wait, wait. So Ricky
yeah,
bought it for you as a
yeah,
Christmas present?
yes. He always does stuff like this. It's like, oh yeah, let's her put her to work. Let's put her to work. So, yes, he bought it as a Christmas present so he bought the Club Bell certification, the FlowFit certification, and the level 2 certification together as a present. So I did my Club Bell and I did my FlowFit certification, and then it took me probably, well, after level 1, you have to wait a year and a half anyways. So it took me probably year and a half, maybe 3 years to like, okay, now it's in Burbank. It's gonna be a big one. There's gonna be a lot of people. All right, let me start getting ready for it. So yeah, probably like 8, 9 months before the certification.
Let's rewind a little bit, and we'll talk about the level 2 cert in a moment. We'll talk about the black belt stuff in a moment, but let's rewind to the to kind of the very beginning of all of this. What got you to step on the jiu-jitsu mat? Because that was first, right?
Oh,
Jiu-jitsu
yes,
came first.
yes.
What do you remember your very first day?
Yes, actually, yes. It's like it was yesterday,
What?
literally.
Tell me what happened.
So I I used to go to the gym. So Ricky started first. Again, it always starts with Ricky, right? So he finds his jujitsu, he starts going, and he needs to go like every day. He goes every day. He goes every day. I'm like, why? Why do you have to go to the gym every day? Oh, it's like you don't understand. This is just like when you start. It's um. So I go and I sit on the sofa and watch them. That was for a year. I've been sitting on the sofa watching them how they're doing their jiu-jitsu. I'm like, this is not what I want to do at all. Like, what is this? Like people on top of each other. But when I never had any martial arts experience. I never did anything before. So then so there is this professor Brian Gregerson who is in Legacy Pasadena, and he used to teach the fundamental classes. And he said, Monica, you're coming to my class tomorrow. And I looked at him like, okay. I didn't say no, I don't want to do it. I'm like, okay. So I came and I had Professor Andrea and Professor Lulu, who is down at Legacy West Adams. Uh, and she was like, okay, come on, I teach you some stuff. And she just started like showing all these techniques, and I was just like, on me. So she was showing all the techniques on me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. So from that day, I started the same thing every day, maybe twice or 3 times a day, doing jujitsu. So
Wait,
I just had to step on the mat.
so first you say that Ricky, your husband, goes there every
Yeah,
day, and you
yeah,
don't want to go,
yeah,
but then things change.
yes.
What is so unique about jiu-jitsu
You
that
know what?
got you going?
I still don't know till this day, but I think again, it's like when I'm on the mats and when we're rolling and when we're learning, you cannot think about anything else. Like, I'm not thinking about the groceries or I have to do this, or even if I had the worst day of my life, once I step on the mat, you just forget about everything. I don't know what the magic of it is, but once you love it, you love it. If you hate it or you don't like it, it's never gonna come to that day like, oh yeah, I love it right now. No, you have to like it from the very beginning, and it just captures some people, and some people don't like it, but some people, when you in it, you like in it.
Are you in it?
I think so, yes. I would love to do jujitsu. There are some days when I'm like, I don't feel like training, but I still have to move a little bit. And then I still feel like so good after I train. So yeah, I would like to do it till the very last days of my life. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
Well, good for you. Many describe this as, I don't know, gross and physical contact. We sweat and we,
Yeah,
especially in no-gi situations, right? I mean, it's not the most appealing exercise. I mean,
that's for
no.
sure.
So what gets you past that point? Because I mean,
I
there's
don't
a whole
even,
factor. There's a whole factor of the fact that it is a male-dominated sport or activity, right? And even though women presence is growing
yes,
significantly, matter of fact, you're about to have Galvo at your academy, and it's going to be
yes,
filled with over 100 women, right? I mean,
yes,
Sarah Galvo is
yes,
going to be there, and over 100 women. I mean, that's a big deal,
yes,
right?
huge. Yep, yep.
How did you get past that point? Because when you were starting, there were not as many women as there are today.
No, no, not for that's for sure. But I still had a handful of goals to roll with, which were really tough, sometimes even tougher than the boys, right? And the sweaty and the gross part, actually, I never thought about it. No, I never really, it never was like, oh, and you have sweat like dripping to your mouth and nose and eyes and whatever. But it was never, I just like, whatever that happens, you know. So yeah, it wasn't I never made a big deal out of it. But yeah, we have a lot of girls. Now we have two women's classes as well in Burbank Legacy on Thursdays and Saturdays. And it's usually like 20 girls in each class, if not more. And yeah, just like you said, on Saturday, Sarah Galval, if hopefully all the girls come who signed up, and it's going to be over 120 girls. So it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. And also, what I wanted to say, this past weekend, we went to this camp. What do I call it? Camp. It was like a 2-day seminar. So it's the Alchemize Fight Wear. They organizing this camp, which is one of them is in Pennsylvania, if I'm right. And then they were here this past weekend. There were again over 100 girls. So it's so nice to see all these girls on the mats. And we had a lot of women teachers through that weekend. So it's just amazing.
Is that
And it,
important to the female jiu-jitsu community for the girls to get together with girls only?
I think so. I think so because it's a little bit different rolling with the boys and the girls. And it's not because I'm not saying it because the boys are stronger or whatever. They roll differently. So I actually like rolling with uh, like both. That's fine. But I prefer actually rolling with the girls because they are always tough. They never the boys can be like sometimes very gentle, or they don't care and they just go, but the girls are always on it. And also it's just harder roles with girls. So and it's nice to see. I think it's important to get together like this because it's nice to see the growing community of the girls on the mats, which, like we always said, like it wasn't like this before, but now the girls are just as tough as the boys, if not tougher.
So this topic is very interesting, I think, because many times people say that females should train with men
Yeah,
from a self-defense perspective,
yeah.
right? But yet we talk about women training with women only. Is there a balance between this where one is good and the other one is good too, or should they sway in one direction or the other?
I would say if you can, because we have some girls who are not allowed, on the mats with men, so they would only be able to train with girls. But I always say like both. You should train with both, just to see, because yeah, you can maybe get into some fights with girls, which you shouldn't, but it can get. But for self-defense purposes, yes, you should be able to feel like how it's not so easy to get out from different positions, when they get you into. So both, yeah, both for sure.
So you've been on the mat for a long time now. How many years has it been since you started?
It's over 10 years. It's over 10 years.
10 years is a long time.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
How long you've been doing TacFit?
Since 2019, so 6 years.
6 years. So 10 years on the mat. 10 years on the mat, 6 years as a TacFit. Which one is more satisfying to you?
Both together. There's
Do you imagine doing one versus the other? Like if you had to give one up, which one would it be? I ask tough questions.
I don't want to give up any. There's no situation that I have to give it up.
That is true. That is true.
I would not like to give up, because it's for me, one is the tool for the other, so they complete each other. I always say, I always tell people, like even in the gym, that you should come and do the TacFit classes, because um, it's just that just goes together. Like with any martial arts, is just like a little tool. And also, I have to say, I have to knock, like this is what we do. Um, I haven't been hurt. My knees don't hurt. I haven't had like little injuries on the mat, and I think it's just because, I'm working out. Um, I'm making my body nice and strong. So that's what helps me on the mats too. So I would not like to give up neither of them.
Well, I think that's the beautiful part. At least that's what got me really pulled into TacFit, is the fact that it allows you. It's not necessarily the fact that you work out per se or that you get stronger. It's the fact that you move, and especially in Jiu-Jitsu, like oftentimes elbows, shoulders, and knees and hips, the big joints, are a point of contention for many guys, especially as we get older. And I
Yeah,
feel like the TacFit allows you to move. Even just doing the 7 or 12-minute flow allows you to just starting the engines. That's how I like to describe it. It's just, you just starting the engines, you're moving, and then it's getting easier. And then if you use tools like club bells or kettlebells, it allows you to even increase that mobility, and then it brings wonders when we step onto the mat and we
yeah,
do jiu-jitsu. Would you agree with that?
yeah, that's for sure. So I always mention this, like, when we holding our club bell, and we say, like, put your elbows in when you're holding for the arm cast, when you're holding the club bell in order, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same for jiu-jitsu. We don't flare the elbows out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bring the elbows in. So it's just this little thing as well, that it's teaching you. And exactly like the mobility and the recovery, like how to treat your body right, you know.
And we should treat our body right, shouldn't
For
we?
sure. If you want to do jiu-jitsu for a long time, you better do. That's for sure. That's for sure.
So Ricky, your husband, introduces or gives you the gift of of certifications. You
Yes.
go through certifications, one for club bells and TacFit and flow and all the other things, and then the level 2 comes up,
Yeah.
and you start getting ready. Are you? And for those who don't know, level 2 TacFit instructor certification is extremely physically and mentally demanding. Like, I've watched when you were doing your level 2, and I was there to do level 1, and I feel like it felt impossible for me. Like, as I was watching and observing what you guys were doing on the other side of the room, it felt I would never be able to complete this. It felt so overwhelming. And yet, you guys are able to deliver this with high level of success. What is going through your mind when you're starting to get ready for this? You're preparing 8 months
Yeah.
out. You know this is not there yet, but you need to get ready.
Yeah.
What is going through your mind?
So I looked into so I knew which protocols we're going to do, right? So you know the test that you're going to do. And there is some stuff that you can do. Maybe you even have to work up to the weights that you will have to use for the test, because it depends how much you weigh, right? And then they give you the weights for the push presses and the gamma cast and so on. So you start I started just doing the protocols and see what I can do. There is one which is like the 90-30, and there is the test one as fast as possible, right? Um, so yeah, so what I was doing, I was going through the protocols and then see what I can do and what I have to work on. And then also, so the worst part for me were the pull-ups. So I could do pull-ups, but I couldn't do 30 pull-ups. And I was like, I won't be able to do this exactly. Just like you were saying, in my mind, it's like 30 pull-ups. It's there's no way. So it's
So
30 for women and 50 for men.
So so for those who don't know what we are talking about, it's 30 pull-ups, and what is the time limit on that?
So we have 20 minutes. We have 20 minutes to do the 30 pull-up. We have push presses, 25 on each side, right, left and right. We have hopovers of like with 180 degrees, like the switch in the air once you're hopping over the balls.
180-degree pivot. Yep.
Yes. And okay, what did I say? So the pull-ups, the push presses, the hopovers, and the clockwork squats.
And clockwork squats. How
Yes.
many of those?
I think that was 50 on each. Is it 25 on each side or 50 on each side? No, I don't remember. But the side semi, so it's like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3.
Yeah.
So I think you're
And
doing like 100 altogether.
and all of this needs to be done in 20 minutes.
20
and that's in
minutes,
addition to everything else. This is protocol 1. There's 3
Yeah.
different protocols that you have to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like as you guys listening to this, I want you to sponge this. There is not only a physical demand behind it, but also clock is ticking. You need to deliver this at a specific time in order for you to achieve the past results, right? So you need to do 30 pull-ups. I mean, some people cannot do 30 pull-ups in one day, let alone do them in 7 minutes, 5 minutes.
Well, you have to do it yes. So that's why you have to do, when you practicing and getting ready for it, you have to really time yourself. How much time do you need for each exercise? So you have to finish one exercise to be able to go to the next one, right? So if you start with your pull-ups, you have to finish your pull-ups before you go to your push presses. But the order of the exercises, you choose the order. So you can start with whatever you want to start. So for me, when I started, I did my push presses, then I did my pull-ups, my clockworks, and the hopovers. And then also, then the heart rate, right? It has to be right between 60 and 80, because if it's too high, then again, you failed. So when I started training for it, and I was like, 30 pull-ups, it's no way I can do 30 pull-ups. So I timed myself. For the first time, it took me 20 minutes to do, if not more, the 30 pull-ups. And then, so I did Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I always did one protocol. So I did one protocol each day. And then every week I mixed it up a little bit, but I was still training my jiu-jitsu and I was still training my other TacFit classes. So I just had to change my mind when I was about to do my pull-ups. I always told myself, "Yeah, I'm gonna do my pull-ups. This is gonna be so much fun." Today I'm just have to do 10. So in my head, I just prepared myself that yeah, this is fun. It's just I'm just learning. I'm gonna get there one day. It's gonna be fine. And I just had to change my mind because before I was like, oh my gosh, pull-ups. I was like so afraid of them. So, and then I just couldn't do them. But once I switched, it was like it got a little bit easier. And then, yeah, and then maybe in 3, 4 weeks, I had my 30 pull-ups down. So, and then I just tried them to the very end.
Just to create a perception of all of this, how long did it take you on a test? Do you remember how long it took you to do all 30?
I think it was I finished I I think I finished in 13 minutes and something seconds. I think that was the fastest uh, you know, in a history of finishing that protocol. So it was super fast.
You're talking about the whole protocol.
The
You're not talking
whole
about
protocol.
just pull-ups, right?
Not just pull-ups, the whole protocol. Yeah.
Many would consider this more mentally than physically challenging. What are your thoughts on this?
So when you're getting ready for it, it's because I was preparing by myself. It was actually harder, but once it comes to the day, when it comes to the day, like you're so excited. Then I was a little bit scared. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be so hard." And then again, it's just your mind, right? But that excitement of the day actually made the day a little bit easier. So I think I used my nerves to push into or use my nerves uh, in a way like the energy for my testing.
Were you ready? Did you feel ready that day?
No, I never feel ready. I don't feel ready with jiu-jitsu. I didn't feel ready with TacFit. No, I'm
But
not
but
like
come
that.
on now, you've been ready for you've been getting ready for 8 months. I mean, it's not like you're sitting and doing nothing. What
Yeah,
was your feeling?
but look, I think there was 4 or 5 of us. There was oh my gosh, now I blanked completely. What was her name? From Brazil. Oh, I'm being so bad now. So, anyways, 5 of us, right? Me, another girl, and then 2 or 3 boys who were doing the level 2, and only me and the other girl finished. So, and they had been getting ready for the test, and they still couldn't pass. So, it's not like it I think it really depends. It really depends on the day. It really depends how you feel, how you get your mind ready. I think it's a lot of things. It's like competing, but you're not competing. It's not like jiu-jitsu competition that you go and compete against somebody else, but here you're competing against yourself.
Is that hard?
It is, yes, because it tells you, right? It's not good. This is I'm not ready. It's gonna be hard. It's right. So you have all this talk to yourself. So it is hard. Sometimes it's harder than going against somebody else.
Which one is harder, TacFit or Jiu-Jitsu?
I like them both. They're both hard.
It appears to me that you enjoy doing hard things, and I mean physically and mentally difficult, like challenging things. It appears as you like pushing yourself because
Yeah.
like I've witnessed this my firsthand. I've seen you guys, so I know I have the perception of what it takes to do what you do. But many out there would look at it and they would say like, "Oh hell no, no, no! Why would I do that? No, I can do many other things. Like I don't have to do this." What's your thought on this? Why do we
Yeah.
push ourselves so hard?
Well, so with TacFit, you don't really, how would I say? Um, you don't really, okay, with the testing is something different than the everyday workout TacFit, right? Because you have the system, and then you in the 13 week and the 26 week, that's when you do that competition mode kind of, right? That's like a testing week. You're testing yourself. But on the rest of the weeks, you're just getting ready. You get your progressions, your regressions, like however you feel, whatever your body needs, you'll do that, right? That's what it teaches you to do, right? So it doesn't mean that I'm pushing hard every day because that would be crazy just to push myself every day. So I always move, like you say, you move. And there are some days when you feel like you can push, then you push a little bit more, when you have to regress, you regress. So that's what it is. And then with jiu-jitsu, it really depends on the with your partner too, whoever you're rolling with, right? The same thing, you can go really hard, and sometimes you say like, okay, I'm not doing, I'm just doing this, or I'm just like drilling, and it really depends on you and the partner.
Mm. It's so interesting, all of this, because I feel like a lot of people today, especially, they sit and do nothing, and everything that we talk about is that mobility, is moving your body and feeling good. And most of the time, when we start, it's easy, right? But getting
Yeah,
started is very difficult, right?
difficult.
Do you
Yeah.
see that? Do you see that with your clients and with students coming in and people coming into TacFit or Jiu-Jitsu for that matter, where stepping into the facility is difficult, but once they are there, they feel good. They're part of it.
Yes, exactly. Like that's what all say. Like we have this new girl who she hasn't been working out for like a year or two, and now she's like, oh, I love all these classes. Like I feel so energized. I feel so good. And she only does TAC Fit. She doesn't do jiu-jitsu. But yeah, there are the other guys too, um, who come and they say they just feel great. But exactly, that's just coming to the class. And then also you have to stay consistent, just like with your jiu-jitsu, right? If you train a week and then you don't train for 3 months, that's hard. So it's the same with TAC Fit. So you just have to come in and then you have to commit and then you have to be consistent. And that's how you get better.
Well, one of the things that I learned from TacFit is the fact that you don't have to work hard every single day.
Yeah.
It is the progression regression. And for those of you who don't know what I mean by that, you can increase or decrease the intensity based on not only on the day of the week, but the amount of times that you worked out up to this point and how do you feel. Perhaps you had a stressful day at work, so we'll take it a little bit lighter, but we continuously moving every day for the purpose of our body being in motion. Am I correct on that?
Yes. Yes. And that's what we do. Like we have the TAC Fit like all through the week, right? From Monday to Saturday. And on Thursdays we do flow. So it's a flow of the month, and then we put a couple of movements together and we just work on our mobility. Because if you're doing jiu-jitsu and you're TAC Fit from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when it's the right, but there's the like the hardest day, and then it comes to recovery again. So yeah, it's I always say more people should do it. It's like once you like it, you like it. It's just like jiu-jitsu. Once you get into it and you really understand it, what it is about, then you will really like it.
let's switch to the jiu-jitsu side a little bit. We're bouncing back and forth between both of the topics here. Um, there was a moment in your journey when you received that black belt.
Yes.
Emotional?
Yes, for sure.
Who was first, you or your husband?
Oh, Ricky. Ricky got his, I think, 2 years before me, because he started before me. Yes, he got his 2 years before me.
Let's
And
let's talk about that for a second. So
okay,
he gets it. You guys
yeah,
both trained for numbers of years, and
yeah,
you witness
yeah.
him getting that black belt. Is that important to you?
Oh yes, it's amazing because I was so happy for him, you know. It's like to get to the point when you get your black belt, it's amazing because you are committed to it, and you know it's like you still doing it, you still want to do it. It's just amazing. It's yeah,
And then at some point you get it.
yeah.
How does that feel to you at that point?
Oh my. I think I was crying.
Did you? Were you?
I think I cried with all my, but with the black one, I cried because I thought I do not deserve the black belt just yet. I didn't want my black belt
Why not?
because
Tell me about this.
black belt it brings you it so once you get the black belt it's just I think it's a responsibility. So when you get your black belt, it's not just that you have it, you have to act like a black belt too, you know? So it doesn't mean that you cannot be beaten up or whatever. It's just like, you know, it's so much responsibility to have it. It's like when you go I don't know, when you go, for example, just train to other academies, right? I want to be sure. Why is it there is this little thing coming out of my so I just want to be sure that I can be I don't even know sometimes how to explain it. It's just you want to be like a real black belt, you know what I mean?
So, but this is the interesting part for me, at least. It's like for years we can be chasing that black belt. We want
Yeah,
to be the black belt. We want
yeah,
to work hard towards it. And then when that time comes, and most of us, whether we are told or not, or somebody tells us or not, we kind of feel it that it's coming,
yeah,
it's going to
yeah.
happen. And
Hmm.
then that resistance begins. It's like, oh, maybe I'm not ready. Oh, maybe I can wait a little bit longer. Oh, maybe there's a lot of responsibility. Oh, maybe I don't want, I'm not ready yet. Why do you
Uh,
think that happens? Why do we chase for so long and then
y-
we don't want
y-
it?
you know what? I actually I was never chasing the belt because when I started under Professor Bradford in this little gym, and he was very stingy with the stripes and the belts. You know, it was a little gym. It was like less people, but I actually we learned so much, like from the very beginning, like fundamentals. So the stripes and I think what he taught us, that the stripes and the belts are not important, right? So I'm doing I never did jiu-jitsu because I wanted to, oh, I want to be a blue belt, or oh, I want to be a purple belt. That was never in my mind. I just do jiu-jitsu because I like doing jiu-jitsu. So in my head, I was never chasing the black belt. I was like, yeah, maybe one day you get there, but it's like it was never my goal. Or yeah, it was never my goal. I just wanted to stick with it. And so when I got the black belt, I didn't know, and I wasn't expecting the black belt at all, and yeah, that's why I just started crying. I think I told Professor Alberto that, like, why did you give me the black belt? It
All right,
was
walk
it
me
was
through that.
so funny.
Walk me through that day. And I've been to the graduation ceremony as
Yes,
a legacy, so it is a
yeah,
big deal. There's a lot
yes,
of people there
yes,
during that day, and it's a big celebration.
yes,
But you're sitting in the middle somewhere. You're a brown
yes,
belt,
yes.
and your name gets called.
Yes, and my name, and I was completely in shock. I wanted to, Andrea, who was supposed to get, like, she was getting her black belt, right? I was like, you go. I told her to go. It was so funny. Like, and then she was like, yeah, Monica, just go, just go. And everybody, they kind of have their speech prepared for, because when you get your black belt, you
Mhm.
get a little speech. So I didn't have my speech prepared. I didn't know, because nobody, not warned me, but nobody is like, okay, maybe you will get it or whatever. Like, in my head, I wasn't, and that's it, right? So I had to come up with all. Oh my, I don't even know what I said on that day. It's just like whatever came out. So I never listened, because they do this, like they record it, and I hate listening to myself. So I never listened to what I said on that day. It's just like it was crazy. But
Do
yeah, I
you
was crying after.
do you think that was a big accomplishment?
Yes, for sure, because I think that was my first big accomplishment. Yeah, I never did anything like this before. We competed, in athletics and whatever, played volleyball and la la la, but I don't know, this is different. Like, this is so different, and that I still like doing it. That's also amazing, that you never get bored of it.
Have you ever had moment when, and this is for jiu-jitsu and for TacFit, where you wanted to stop? It was too much, overwhelming. You wanted to just
Mm,
pause, quit, not do this anymore.
no.
So tell me, how come so many people quit?
Um, so I never wanted to stop. So maybe you have little, like, that's oh, we already talked about it, right? That's like, it's sometimes it's hard to get in, then you're doing it, and then you get out of it, and then when you get out of it for a long time, it's hard to get back in. So, and that, yeah, people get scared, or maybe it's just the time, then, or maybe they just move away and they just cannot find their community again, so it can be different factors. Or maybe it's just too much for some people. You never know. It's different. But in my head, I never wanted to, like, oh. And I used to come home when I was a white belt and blue belt. I used to come home and cry, and Ricky always used to ask me, like, why are you crying? Like, I don't know why I'm crying. And then it was, I think it's letting all those feelings out, getting, like, armbar, then triangle, left and right, So it was a lot, but never once in my head I would say, like, I want to quit because I don't like it. Like, no, 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 I'm gonna overcome this. This is gonna be fine.
Do you think that's how most people think? Or do you think that perhaps you are unique in some sense?
Um, I don't think I'm unique. I think there are many people who think like that they just want to get better, and then more a lot you train more, you get better. So, yeah.
You've accomplished some big milestones. I mean, like, just even listening, and I know you deeper than this conversation, but like, I feel like just listening to this conversation, from you went from somebody who didn't want to do this at all, somebody who had nothing to do with TacFit, working out, or even any type of activity, to that level. You go through, you get introduced, kind of being pushed into jiu-jitsu, being pushed into TacFit, and then it takes over your life in a sense. And now, not only you are a black belt at Legacy under Professor Crane, but you teach a lot of classes over there. You are very involved. You not only a TacFit certified instructor, but level 2, which is not that many of them around the world. And you are heavily involved in that, and you are a huge spokesman behind both of them, huge advocate of women training and jiu-jitsu in general, and being mobile, being fit, and doing these things. That's a big change over just 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought about it like this. I'm doing it because I like doing it. I'm not doing it because someone like tells me do it. This is how I feel. So maybe that's why, if I don't like something, I wouldn't do it. Even if somebody asks me to or pushes me into it. But because I really enjoy it and I know how it makes me feel, I would love other people to have the same feelings, And regarding women, I am over 40. I just turned 47 in September, so and I'm still able to do stuff what I want to do. Nothing hurts, and I just want the same thing for everyone.
Beautiful life, isn't it?
Yes, for sure.
Do you think it's harder to do all of this today versus 10, 15 years ago when you were starting?
You mean tuck fit and jiu-jitsu
Yeah,
or
yeah,
uh
yeah.
I
Like
think
when you were starting, jiu-jitsu was slightly different.
yeah,
TacFit, barely existed or was not as known as it is today. If somebody's
yeah.
starting today, if you have a female who's starting today, late 30s, mid 30s, middle of their life, do you think it's easier for them or was it easier for you back then?
I don't think it's like I wouldn't call it easy, right? But I think people are a little bit different these days.
What do
So
you mean by that?
they're more into being healthy and being like about the well-being. So before like maybe 10, well, LA was always like this if I think about it. LA people always like work out and do stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. These questions of yours, they always get me.
Well, that's my job. My job is to ask questions. This
uh
is very different than you beating me up on a mat. I mean,
yeah, I can beat you up, I wish. Um I don't know. I think I wouldn't call it easy or easier back then or easier now. I think it's just you just need to get into it. And it doesn't matter if it was like 10, 15 years ago or if you do it or if you do it now.
so we talked about a large amount of women coming in, just coming through the facilities and getting interested in jiu-jitsu particularly. It's getting very popular on that front. Is like what is your message particularly to women today? I feel like there's a lot of opportunities, but there's also still a lot of skepticism
Yeah,
about stepping onto the mat and training and having right place to train. That's another one.
yeah,
But just
exactly.
just even doing it, you know.
Yeah.
Um, what's your thought on all this?
So, with like talking about the right place to train, right? So, especially for women, you have to find a place where are goals already, right? If you have a couple of goals to train with, and then also, it's like our professor Alberto, like giving us the space, like giving us actually 2 classes in a week just for girls. That's amazing. So girls shouldn't be afraid to step on a mat. I know it's intimidating, but we do have girls come in and just try it. You have to try it. and then you go from there. You like it or you don't like it. If you don't like it, you can go and choose something else to do, you know. It doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu. Just come, see, first class, you know, like it, yes, no, move on and do something else. The important thing is to move, right? It's not just like, oh, you have to do jiu-jitsu. But yeah, I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I don't even know if maybe you know, honestly, if it's not Ricky, I don't even know if I would go to the gym, you know, for like I don't need, we never till up till now in Slovakia where I used to live, there is no jiu-jitsu. Like there's no Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I would probably have to travel like an hour to get to a gym where they train jiu-jitsu.
So speaking of Ricky, let's answer the $1,000,000 question. Who's tougher, you or your
Me,
husband?
me.
You didn't even
There's
wait.
no question.
See, now I need to bring Ricky on the show to
Yeah.
get the real answer from him.
And
Um,
the real answer he will send Monica.
I love it. But on the same topic, we talked about women thinking they're a little bit different than jiu-jitsu and training a little bit different than jiu-jitsu, and having that women-only environment is very important. But you train with both
Yeah.
genders, male and females.
Yeah.
Which one do you think is tougher? And it's a very vague statement here, right? Because
Yeah.
guys introduce physical components to all of this. But I do
Yeah.
think that women think very different in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Which one you find more challenging?
Like I said, girls are more challenging. They're more challenging than boys because boys can be bigger or they can be stronger, right? Well, good technique too. Okay, I'm not saying that. But girls, when you roll with girls, it's something they just move differently. They get out of things that sometimes you know you hold the boys. Let's just say side control, right? It's like easy. Sometimes to hold the boys down in side control is easier than the girls or any other position. It's weird. It's just it's just how they move their body. They different. They just move differently.
Well, I love it. That's a warning for all the guys out there.
Oh yes, for sure. I have to put it on the. That's a warning for boys for sure.
So as we slowly wrapping this up and coming to the end of the conversation, I do want to ask you this. Have you ever thought about where you would be
Mm.
if you didn't step on jiu-jitsu mat for the very first time, or where you would be if Ricky never got you these TacFit certifications for Christmas?
Wow.
Where would your life
Wow.
be?
You know, I used to work as a nanny before. So because I'm a qualified teacher, so I used to teach. I used to teach in primary schools, and I used to teach in like preschools. And then I started working as nanny. So probably I'll be back like teaching kids, working with kids, you know.
Do you envision your life without jiu-jitsu or TacFit?
No, mm-mm. No, that's always gonna be there. That's always gonna be there, no matter
Well,
what.
well, good for you.
Yeah,
Good for you. I mean, you're making tremendous impact on local community and all the people around, especially around Burbank, especially LA. You are very much so involved in that. So it's always really good to see the impact that you are making on other people. What's coming your way? What's the plan? What's Monica's plan to conquer the world?
wow. I don't, you know what? I'm a person, I don't really plan. I never was a person who plans ahead because
Ricky
even
does,
couple,
doesn't he?
he has more. Yeah, he does more of a planning because he just sees more. He looks into the, you know, future. But Yeah, I am. The couple of times that I actually planned stuff, it always fell apart. So I told myself, like, why would I plan? Um, but I would love to stay, and I would love to um, still do jiu-jitsu, keep getting like being involved in TacFit for as long as I can. That would be awesome. That's the that's the goal, or that's the plan. Um, yeah.
So much ahead, huh?
So
We just shooting, we just going with the life, going with the flow. I mean, is that
yeah.
what you're saying?
Yes and no. I don't like to be like too flowy, and because now I kind of know I have my jujitsu and I have my tac fit, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
I do also like personal training. So that's what I'm focusing on, not too much like flowy, like, oh, whatever, comes my way. But I know that I want to stay with jiu-jitsu and tac fit and personal training.
Well, good for you. Good for you. If anybody wants to connect with you, Monica, and especially women, and talk more, connect, or perhaps even visit Burbank and one of the classes that you're doing over there, where are you to be found? Where are you available?
So they can find me in Legacy, Burbank, the Burbank location. And because we have other legacies open, but yes, it's like Legacy Los Angeles or Legacy Burbank. And we have the tactical classes from Monday till Saturday. I teach Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, morning and evening. And we have the women's classes on Thursday evening and then Saturday morning too, at 9 o'clock. And then if they just want to shoot me some questions, they can find me on Instagram too, which is like the Cingel, then the underscore and Monica. So it's easy. It's my name. And yeah, I would really love if any questions. If anybody has any questions, that would be cool.
Well, I'll make sure that we post all the links in the show notes of this episode. So if you guys want to connect directly with Monica, I highly recommend, if you are in the Burbank or LA area, you have to stop by.
Yeah,
Legacy LA, Legacy Burbank is a unique place. What a chemistry, what a culture Professor Crane has developed over the years, and
yeah,
I mean, you guys are contributing so much to it that it's always very refreshing for me to visit. So I'll be
yeah.
there in just a couple months, visiting you guys. So I will see you soon. But it's been really refreshing to catching up with you and kind of hearing the behind the story, behind the scenes story of Monica life and what really all of this came down to. And would you agree that it wasn't so easy to get where you are today?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't, but it's worth it. So, yeah, you just have to put a little bit of work. If you put in the work, you always get to where you want to.
And I think
Yeah,
that's the important part to remember
yeah,
for us, all of us. I
yeah,
think it's hard right now, but when we chip it away, just one movement at a time, one
yeah,
step at a time, I think life gets
yeah,
so much easier, doesn't it?
yeah. And you just have to believe in yourself. Yeah. Oftentimes we oftentimes we don't appreciate ourselves as the way that we should.
I love it.
So, yeah.
I love
And
it.
then also the like the support from around, like Ricky, Andrea, Professor, it's helping. It's it's the people that you surround yourself with too, for sure.
The network, the people behind us, the people who push us, the people who support
Yeah,
us, that's the important part behind all of
yeah,
this, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. Good
Awesome.
people.
Awesome, Monica. Let's wrap this up for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing your life. And thank you, more importantly, thank you for inspiring people. But I think especially women out there. And um, thank you for doing what you do, because it's amazing to see the success behind what you do and what others do because of you. So continue doing what you're doing. We appreciate it.
Thank you so